Hare Krishna, friends. So we wake up with 10 things on our list, energy buzzing through our veins, ready to conquer the world. But somehow, the day slips away like water through your fingers. We find ourselves thinking every move, scrolling through endless feeds, comparing our chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And then we see that perfectly curated day in my life post, and suddenly that familiar weight settles in our chest. The feeling that we are already falling behind before we have even begun. So we tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow. But somehow tomorrow comes with the same heavy blanket of doubt, the same whispers of what if I'm not good enough. Hours dissolve into guilt, days become weeks, and we end up in that place we all know too well, staring at your dreams from a distance, wondering why we keep standing in our own way. Here is what I want you to know: this isn't laziness, this isn't weakness, this is something much deeper, much more human than that. And the most beautiful part? Krishna saw this struggle coming years ago. He understood exactly why we'll get stuck. And he gave us the most loving, practical roadmap out. In chapter 3, Krishna looks at Arjun with infinite compassion and says something that will change everything for us. No one can remain without action for even a moment. But here is the thing: most of us aren't stuck because we can't act. We are stuck because we're waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel worthy, waiting for that magical moment when everything aligns perfectly. And then Krishna drops this truth bomb that hits different every single time. It is better to do one's own duty imperfectly to do another's perfectly. Let that sink in for a moment. Your perfect action in your own lane is more valuable than perfectly copying someone else's journey. This is the heart of Karma Yoga, and it's about to set you free. Stop chasing someone else's pace. Your timing is sacred. Stop chasing someone else's blueprint. Your path is unique. Start doing your work, messy, imperfect, beautifully human work, and trust the process. Here is what Krishna knew all along: it's never about the task being too hard. It's about the voice in your head saying, what if I fail? Or what if I'm not ready yet? And here is the thing: that voice isn't wisdom, it's just fear pretending to protect you. The moment you focus on doing just your work instead of worrying about results, that everything shifts. And suddenly, what feels impossible becomes simply your next step. Let me tell you a story that will change how you think about your daily routine. In a small village, there lived an old farmer who had a simple habit. Every morning before the world woke up, he would walk to his fields and work quietly. Rain or shine, good harvest or bad, he showed up. One day, the king made a grand announcement: my royal elephant has escaped. Whoever finds and returns him gets a chest full of gold. And then something interesting happened. All the young men in the village dropped everything: their work, their responsibilities, their daily routines, and ran off to hunt for the elephant, dreaming of riches. But the old farmer, he stayed right where he was, tending to his crops. People thought he was crazy. Why are you wasting time digging in mud when there is gold to win? They asked. The old man just smiled and said, I was born to care for this land. Whether gold comes or not, this is my work. Weeks passed. The young men searched everywhere but came home empty handed and exhausted. Then one quiet morning, while the farmer was watering the edge of his field, he heard rustling from the nearby woods. There was the king's elephant, tired, hurt, and stuck in thorns. The farmer didn't think about rewards. He just did what he felt right: gently freed the elephant, nursed it back to health, and sent word to the palace. When the king arrived, amazed, he asked, how did you find him when so many others failed? And the farmer's answer changes everything. I wasn't looking for the reward, Your Majesty. I was just doing my work, and the reward found me. When you stay loyal to your own path, not chasing applause, not comparing yourself to elephant hunters, not abandoning your feed for someone else's treasure hunt. Life has a way of bringing you exactly where you need. Just like Krishna reminds us, better to do your own duty even imperfectly than to do another's perfectly. The world might go chasing elephants, but real fulfillment, it comes when you water your own field every single day with love and consistency. And sometimes, while you're just being faithful to your work, the very thing everyone else is desperately searching for walks right into your life. Are you ready to turn this ancient wisdom into modern magic? Here are the three gentle but powerful practices that will help you step out of procrastination and into your purpose. Step 1, the mini purpose map. Don't wait for a life purpose. Create a small one today. Too many people sit idle because they are waiting to discover their big mission. Krishna says, just do your swadharma, your current duty. Every morning, write down one thing you will do today to move forward. Why it matters to you, even if it's something small like building self discipline or stay committed. That's your mini purpose map. It turns confusion into clarity, and once you know why, the how stops feeling so hard. Step 2, the comparison cleanup journal. If comparison is stealing your joy, it's time to name the thief. The Gita says it's better to walk your own crooked path than perfectly imitate someone else. Write down what or who you have been comparing yourself to this week. Then write, they're walking their path. But what is mine? What am I meant to do right now? Doing this brings your focus back to your lane, your gifts, and your timing. And your anxiety will quietly soften. Step 3, the Karma Tracker Wall. Don't measure success, track your karma. Most of us procrastinate because we only track outcomes. But Krishna says, focus only on your actions. Create a simple calendar or tracker. Every day you do even 30 minutes of focused work, mark a tick or dot. That's it. Don't break the chain. Within 10 days, you will have visible momentum. And that's more powerful than waiting for motivation. This is your karma, and karma compounds. You don't need the perfect plan or the perfect timing. You just need to start, and you can do that today. So ask yourself, what's one thing you have been avoiding? Not because you're lazy, but because you're scared or comparing yourself to others. And what if you just began right now, in your own way, at your own pace? Remember, you weren't meant to copy someone else's journey. You were meant to walk your own. What's one beautiful action you will take today without overthinking, without perfect conditions, just with love for your own growth? Let this moment be a gentle beginning. And don't miss our next Heart to Heart where we explore Chapter 4, Krishna's secret of turning every ordinary action into something sacred. Until then, remember, act with love, offer with gratitude, release with trust. That's Karma Yoga, and that's your path home to yourself. Before you go, if your heart is carrying something, a question that won't quite, a prayer that needs wings, or even a silent ache that has no words yet, then write to Krishna. Email it to modernaimystic@gmail.com. Whether it's doubt or gratitude, whether you sign your name or choose beautiful anonymity, know this, Krishna hears the truth singing beneath every word you write. Every Saturday we open these letters, not as a mere message, but as sacred offerings from heart to heart. And sometimes your courage to share your pain, your hope, your raw honesty becomes the healing light that someone else desperately needed. So don't hold it in. Let your soul speak its truth. And until we meet again, please take tender care of your inner world. It matters more than you could ever imagine. You matter more than you could ever imagine. Hare Krishna and take care.